Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where last episode we had a bit of an awkward start to a war with Iabid Abyssinia. Their troops were better than ours, although we were just not in a good position for the war to start. We ended up throwing troops at the problem, like throwing numbers at the problem and overwhelming them through sheer manpower. It was fine-ish. But we did end up winning the war and didn't really get anything out of it other than some gold, I think. But at this point, we need to start thinking about when our next technology is available, because we are approaching our cap on diplomatic power, although it'll be a little bit yet. We've got about a little under a year and a half. Okay, let's just bank for now. Let's seize land. I'm not going to get any ideas until after the turnover there. And we're going to have universities enlightenment very soon here as well. So do we want to grant export licenses? National tax modifier plus 10% is pretty sweet. We should probably do this. So let's do that. And then the question is, what are we going to do with all this gold that we have coming in? We were investing it in town halls and universities, but now those are done. We could build some of these other buildings, or we could build the third temple. We know from before that costs, I think it was 4,000 gold. So that's an interesting option as well. We'll save up some money and we'll see. For the time being, we just need to tick forward. And what is this relation here? This is with France and this is with Alexandria. We'll pull this back. I don't care about either of those at this point. Well, I mean, I care about our relationship with France, but I don't really with Alexandria. I don't think they're going to... No, this is not going to recover. We can try with Al Said, but that's not going to either. For the time being, I think we want to conquer them, but not just yet. How's that aggressive expansion going, anyway? Okay. So, we definitely don't want to expand anywhere where this general region would be affected. And I think that Cairo, Alexandria, Sinai, Al Said, I think that's a little too close here. If we're going to expand, it has to be all the way down here or all the way down here. Even that's probably a little too close to this. So I think moving into, like, Taiz might be the way to go if we're going to expand. Yeah, something along those lines. So that would be reasonably fine, but we probably still want to chill until after the... Okay, we've got these guys coming here. Where's our third army at? We moved them here and here. Okay, good. So that looks fine until sometime after our technology change happens, I think. We at least want to chill until then. So that's going to be a little over another year. I'm just looking at our manpower right now and thinking, I'd like to go to war. There's no doubt about that. I would like that. But we've currently got all of our techs available. Savoy left the military coalition against us. That's nice. And we should definitely be drilling these guys. There we go. Which of these is the new army? This is the new army. It's vital that they get drilling. So let's look at our combat width here. Our combat width is 36 at this point. So I would like to increase our backline. We've got a lot of space to increase it. So we have 4 armies right now. And if we were to double this, well, we'd want to increase it by a grand total of 20. So 20 times 4 is 80, and that's very close to where we need to be. We're going to have supply limit issues. And that's fine, because what I usually do is I usually split my armies in half, intend that they fight together, and then they sit in separate provinces. So that's definitely something that we could do here. It would be expensive. That would be a large investment. There's no doubt about that. Let's see what we've got here. A great synagogue in Tittery. I'm pretty sure we have one, right? We can build a great synagogue somewhere? Oh, we'd have to delete an existing building. And we have a missionary working here right now. So this is going to be done in June. Oh, wait, we have a synagogue. Right, we need this missionary to finish, and then we can upgrade that to a great synagogue. And we get a free base tax out of it. Sounds good. So we'll do that for now. Cyprus left the military coalition against us. The HRE is the ones that are in the coalition that are a problem. We just lost our trader, and we would definitely like to have another one, but we maybe don't want one yet. Because we're close to capping our diplomatic power. So maybe we hold off on this. These aren't good advisors anyway. We can check in on that again a little bit later on. That'll save us some money, which, you know, is fine. I think that we should probably immediately begin splitting these armies. So let's split this in half, and the second army is going to come up here. We're going to need... Do we want to have one leader for each army half, or do we want to have a leader for each army? Well, I kind of want to have a leader for each army half, because then we can drill all of them. But what's our military leader limit? So our military leader limit is 6. And rulers and their heirs are free. Our heir is too young, and I don't really want to risk our ruler. So that would cost us 2 military power per month. I think I'm okay with that. So we're going to roll this up. This is going to be a new leader here. So we're going to recruit a new general here. That's a kind of crap general, but okay. And then we're going to split this army. We're going to move that out. We're going to roll up another leader here. That puts us at 6 out of 6. So each leader that we roll after this is going to cost us a military power per month. Understood. So we're going to split this, move that down, and we're going to roll up another leader here. Again, this is going to cost us... Wow, that was a lot of fire pips. So yeah, you can see here we have too many military leaders. That's understood. And we're going to split in half, move these guys up here, and roll up a leader here. And we'll get those drilling. Okay. So the idea behind this is we're just going to massively increase our backlines. So we're going to get this drilling, we're going to get you drilling, and we're going to get you drilling, and we're going to get you drilling. Are you drilling up here? No. There we go. All of them should be drilling, and yes, they are. Perfect. So that looks fine. We can invest in a new tech, but I'd like to wait because we'll get 10% off if we're no longer ahead of time. And once we embrace Enlightenment, it'll be another 15% off. So that would be ideal, but if we're going to cap our dip power, well, in order to not cap the dip power, I'd probably just develop provinces, to be honest. So that's fine for now. We're just going to chill like that for the moment. Now, what size does this need to be? Well, this needs to be 36 for the combat width when both armies are together. So that means that each of these are at 18, which means that we need 10 additional cannon per army half. That's going to be a decent chunk of gold, no doubt about that. But let's get going on it. So that's only 13 there. We're going to have to wait for a month tick. That's up to 18. Perfect. And then we're going to get more cannon recruited over here eventually, but we'll need money for that. So that all looks fine. It is currently June of 1699, and the new institution is going to spread very quickly in our territory because we pre-built all of these universities. So that'll be great. We'll get some cannon going here. Ooh, a base stacks. I like it. And we'll get more cannon here. So these two army halves are now done. They're good to go. Okay, artillery cost minus 10% coming in now. I'm going to cancel all of these, and we're going to redo them. Because I want to take advantage of that 10% artillery cost. So we're going to redo this now. This needs 1. This needs to go up to 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. There we go. This needs to go to 17, 18, and then this needs to go up like that. Okay. Cool. So that seems fine. Minus 10% cost, but this seems to be actually about the same. Maybe we only get charged that in a certain way. I don't know. We're almost at our diplomatic power cap, and we should probably go into our development here. So let's go into development. I want to sort by development cost and the places where it's cheapest. So this would be, hang on, cost here, not the current development. So this would be 26 power to do that, and we're just going to do 2. There we go. So that seems fine. And let's head out over this direction. Get these guys queued up. Did that take the click? It did not. Okay. There we go. So this is now queued up. We're going to have these cannon finished up very, very soon. But we are, of course, going to want to continue to drill them for a while. And there's the Enlightenment. It spawned in Kerman, presumably by a guy named Jebediah. Okay. So that's fine, but it's going to spread in our territory very quickly. So what we want to do right now is finish off the construction of our cannon. And then we want to get Enlightenment as soon as we can. So let's see. This is going to be... Yeah, we're spending a lot of money on upkeeping all of this. That's understood. Portugal is calling us into war against Maghreb. Not your finest timing, Portugal. Well, I mean, it's fine. We can do it, but it's going to be annoying. We're in the process of building up our army right now, and I would rather not do it at this moment. We're also currently not going up in Miltech deliberately because we haven't embraced Enlightenment yet. We can see it spreading in our territories very quickly, and it's going to spread faster due to our peace. If we're at war, that's going to be a problem. Obnoxious. I accept it, but I'm not happy about it. So these guys are up here right now. We're going to group them together, and we're going to... These have not been expanded. That's understood. These down here, they're going to go back to drilling. There we go. And then these guys, they are not drilling at this moment. So we should have them move up over here and start up a siege. And these guys, they're just kind of chilling here right now. We're working on recruiting a lot of artillery, and I'll just leave them there for the moment. So Navarro left the military coalition against us, and these guys are grouped together now. I want both of them to be on the transports, and we're going to head down over here. 900 ducats. No, rabbis. Now is not the time for that. I did not see these guys here. It's really awkward that this battle started on the 1st because the morale tick happens after the battle start. It's okay. We're going to head in here and here for right now. We're actually doing surprisingly well here, but our morale is negligible. So we're going to retreat back over here. That's fine. I didn't intend to actually fight with that force. It's okay. Oh, we just had a cannon walk straight through there. That's awkward. Like I said, awkward timing for Portugal to do this. Very, very awkward indeed. Now, we're approaching the max of our diplomatic power again, and we need to do more production here if we can. So I'm going to do 2 more in Spoleto. Sounds good for now. Okay, so we occupied right up over here, and we can't move down over this way. We could stack in here. This would take more attrition, but I think that's fine. We're going to stack in there, and they're down over here now. That's very rude. We could force march out. Maybe we get out in time. 29 May, 26 May, 27 May, 30 May. No. We have no escape. So we're just going to have to chill here, and we'll bleed them again. That's okay. That's buying time for these guys to finish up their cannon recruitment. And we can actually see that they're very close to done with that. So that's looking good. Lose 15 dip power. Sure. So we're going to be attacked up over here by the Maghrebi forces. Wait a second. Why is Portugal and Maghreb in the same location? How? How is this a thing? I'm so confused by this. That's not legal. That is wild. Okay, then. Well, I'm going to cancel recruitment of all of these cannon that are here right now. So these cannon that are over here are going to be a bit of an issue. So this cannon needs to head down to, like, Tittery for now. And we have 16 out of 17. So this cannon's coming in here. These guys are going to have to head out over here. Oh, Portugal is black flagged. They had forces here that they declared and then were black flagged from. That's really awkward. Okay, so this is only a half army up here. And it's not surprising to us that a half army is not successful in these battles. So what we need to do is we need to get these forces around these guys, right? So we need to retreat and we need to group up these units. So if we can retreat down here, that's good for us. And we lost a cannon unit there because we weren't fully grouped together. That's understood. I'm going to group these guys. Oh, they're locked in here. Okay. This is only a 5K stack here. So for now, we just need to get our forces into some state of array here. So these guys are retreating back to here. They'll be safe there. That seems fine. These cannon, they're going to be a problem because these guys are in retreat, so they're not going to do anything. So we need to get these guys down over here as quick as they can, but this is fine for the moment. So we retreated to here. We're going to walk down this direction. We need to get these units together. So this is going to be at 12, 6, 8, but it's going to be at 9. So we're fairly safe down here, but I'm not going to do further recruitment. We will do that after this war is over because Portugal just chose the absolute worst time to do this. So there's that. There's an enemy invasion down here. I don't care. They can do that. So that seems good. We are lacking one cannon over here, apparently. Don't know how that happened. But otherwise, these are good to go. So that seems fine. At this point, if we check in on the status of the institution spread, we have slow institution spread. And this is because we're not at peace and our stability is only at 1. So we only have 5% institution spread speed. So that's absolutely understood. To that end, I think we're not going to wait on this institution for this tech. Let's go ahead and grab our next admin tech. Let's grab our next dip tech. And let's grab our next mil tech. The mil tech in particular gives us 2 combat width and military tactics. So that's going to be something that we need to handle. So 2 combat width. The question is, do we want... What's our current maximum cavalry to infantry ratio? %. So for right now, this is good. We need to expand our infantry line first. So we can do something like that, and then like this, and then like this. And then, of course, we're also going to have to bring our cannon up to 20. Because our combat width just went up to, actually, 38. Okay, so we only need 1 each then. So let's get these recanceled. And at this point, we need 1 infantry, 1 cannon. 1 infantry, 1 cannon. 1 infantry, 1 cannon, and 1 infantry and 1 cannon. We'll expand out over here, but we're not going to get these guys up to that level. Ooh, these got caught. Unfortunate. I was hoping they'd get out, but they did not. That's okay. So we're going to have this army, which is, remember, intended to fight together, is going to make their way up over here. And they are going to attack up over here. Now, this is still going to be a little tough for them, but we've got another army up here sieging, and we're making decent progress at it. Unfortunately, we don't have a breach, and they do, but we're going to see how this battle ends up going. They have better leadership than we do. They have 23 in their front line and 30 in their back line. They're a little unbalanced on that front. But we're not perfect in our composition either, because Portugal chose the worst time to do this. But we did get that Miltech, which will get us military tactics, which will be hopefully helpful in some way. So taking a look at this here, we can see that the front line is much better for us, but the back line, that's a little rough at this moment. We also rolled a 3 to their 8. So that's not great. 8 to their 9. We did not roll very well in that battle. So we're retreating back up over here. They gave up on their siege on Tittery in order to try to come over and reinforce this, though. That's actually magnificent for us. We did really well there then. They shouldn't have done that. That was a bad choice on their part. So at this point, we could think about grabbing a humanist idea. I'm going to hold off on that for now. I would love to grab this discipline here from filling out offensive ideas, but that is not a position where we are at this point. So that seems fine. We've got some kind of dated armies over here that we need to deal with, but they are currently trapped by this fort. Hans left a military coalition against us. I like it. And we are going to attack over here, but not yet. We're waiting until such a time as, well, I'd like this siege to end. And I'd like our morale to regenerate some. So we're going to wait for at least 1 month tick. They're going to try to reinforce this, but we'll be the defender in Highlands. Let's give it 1 more month tick. So let's attack on the 2nd of May, or I guess the 4th. That's where I happen to press the pause button. Okay, we're going to head in here, and they're going to try to reinforce this, but we'll be the defender here. And yeah, they're just giving up on it. The Siege of Kef just ended as well. So that is a very, very big deal for us, because now this army is freed up to come out down this direction, and this army is freed up to attack here. Now, this time we'll be the attacker, and that's understood. Actually, they are abandoning this. So we'll start sieging here for now, and this force here is being awkward. Okay, this is due to zone of control of this fort, but I just wanted to make sure that our 2 units here were grouped together. Remember, they're supposed to fight as a single unified body. So that looks good. We're going to fight down here. That's going to be very bad for them. This could stack wipe. It did indeed. Now we're going to fight up over here, and this is a much, much worse position for them to be in. Now that we have our armies somewhat grouped up, we're in a much better state here. So we're going to kick them out of there with a good roll. That's excellent, but we didn't stack wipe them. We'll start to get these taken care of. We do have a breach up here. That's great. Eventually, we'll be much more effective because we need to have more cannon here, right? But for now, this is about the best we can do with these armies. These armies just weren't set up yet. They're sieging up here. That's fine. So, do we want to hire this guy? No, we don't have time for that. So I want these guys to make their way up over here, and we'll try to catch this force here, while these just continue to take back this territory. Now, our fleet is currently here, and yes, I do see that Catalonia attacked us up over here. Is Portugal doing anything? I guess they're doing some things. What's the war contribution? So Portugal is at 16% war contribution. We're at 44% war contribution. Okay. That's going to go up, too. So we're going to take over this territory. Perfect. And once this comes back, we'll bring our ships back into port. Although we should be thinking about increasing the size of our transport fleets at this time. So this is our trade fleet. Where is our transport fleet over here? That is currently located here. So it's at 52 right now, and we need another cannon here again. Okay, so this is going to be at 38 plus 38, right? So that's going to be at 72. No, 76. Right? I can't math, apparently. My mental math is not strong right now. Times 2. Yeah, 76. I was right. Okay, just wanted to double check that. So that means that we need quite a lot more ships here. So that needs to be up to 76 in order to transport 2 of these at once, which is, in fact, what we want. That was 6 ships. Okay, there we go. So 76 there. And then over here, we're going to take this back, and we're going to start construction here as well. But the question is, do we want to do that now? Probably not while we're at war. So we'll come back to that after this war. Seems good. We're up to 14% out over here. That's looking good. And France has landed here. France is in this. France is in this. Okay. Cool. France has landed over here. We're going to move half of an army here, and then the other half, it's going to walk around. It's going to take a while to get there. Portugal is starting to move in out over this way, but this is very under control at this point. Hodna has been sieged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this force move over to Tittery. There we go. And we're going to split them up because I want to get this recruited now. So our overall size that we should be at is 13, 6, and 19. So this should be 1, 2, 3, and 1. There we go. 13, 6, and 19. Perfect. I want these guys to walk up over here and contribute to this siege. But for the moment, we want to get this going. So we've got these recruitments underway, and then we'll get this army recruited as soon as this falls. I just want to do these one at a time. Siege of Caligari is over. That's not how that's pronounced at all. It's not even close to that. It's not Caligari. That's not how spelling works. We can purchase an ability. What do we want? These are all kind of mediocre, though. I guess we'll take Edict of Absolutism, but I don't plan on actually doing that. So that's fine for now. And this war will be over very shortly. I wonder if France is going to occupy this. They should be the siege leader. Yeah, France is the siege leader there. So we'll see if France wants to occupy that or not. We will come up over here and defend this territory, but not yet. Actually, France is leaving here. Beautiful. This is why, right here, this is why we're not recruiting additional transports in the Mediterranean. Portugal actually occupied that and this. That's unfortunate. Oh well. So we're going to move these guys down over here. And we can see this army is now good to go. So then this army is only lacking this singular cannon before it's good to go as well. So I want to come down here. I want to do 13, 6, and we wanted this to be at 19. There we go. And then we need manpower for this. Okay. We'll have that soon enough. We're just kind of chilling in this war at this point. Okay, we should have this be at 13 and then 6, and then we need like 7,000 manpower over here. So the manpower is low, no doubt about that. It's interesting how we're at negative war score right now, but their war enthusiasm is low. That's very interesting. Huh. Well, we're going to hop around over here. We just lost a military leader. That was this guy. Okay, we'll recruit another one and get back to drilling. Perfect. So I'm going to do these one at a time. We're going to just move this up over here. This singular army half is likely enough to defeat this Catalonian force. So we're just going to dock in here. And yeah, this is fine. So we won that battle, and I think they stack wiped, surprisingly. And we're going to head on down and start up a siege over here while we go and get the other army half. Remember, these are intended to be kept together. So that's absolutely fine. I want to select these guys here and bring this up to 17. All we need now is one more month tick to get the manpower to recruit our last unit of artillery here. There we go. So now we're going to have these guys attached to transport, and our transports are going to head on up over here. There we go. And these guys are just going to park here. Perfect. So we'll get that underway. Everything down here is pretty much fine. I'm going to ignore this area out over here. That's kind of irrelevant to us. Let's move these guys up here so that they're not taking attrition. That'll be useful. And we're just waiting on some recruitment down over here. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to see if we can maybe get some additional territory out of this, or at least some gold. That would be nice. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Roarnaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.